Good morning, students. Today we are talking about corporate governance in India. Do you remember what is corporate governance? Corporate governance is the system of rules, practices, and processes by which a firm is directed and controlled. And so, corporate governance essentially involves balancing the interest of a company's many stakeholders, such as shareholders, management, customers, suppliers, financiers or lending institutions, government, and the community. Since corporate governance also provides the framework for attaining a company's objectives, it encompasses practically every sphere of management, from action plans and internal control to performance measurement and corporate disclosure. Let us come to the topic. What is the status of corporate governance in India? At the time of independence, India was one of the world's poorest economy. However, the country had well-functioning stock markets with clearly defined rules governing listing, trading and settlements, and a good banking system. In terms of corporate laws and financial system, therefore, India emerged as a better country than most other colonies. India had laws governing the functioning of joint stock companies and protection of investors' rights. And the Companies Act of 1956 built on this foundation. And the organizational framework for corporate governance initiatives in India consists of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs (MCA) and the Security and Exchange Board of India. These are the two organizations or regulatory institutions which are monitoring and regulating the corporate governance in India. And SEBI monitors and regulates corporate governance of listed companies in India through Clause 49. Just note the Clause 49. Through this clause, SEBI monitors or regulates the corporate governance of listed companies in India. And this clause is incorporated in the listing agreement of stock exchanges with companies, and it is compulsory for listed companies to comply with its provision or to comply with the clause 49 or according to its provisions. And along with these initiatives by the SEBI, the Department of Company Affairs and the Ministry of Finance of the Government of India also began contemplating improvements in corporate governance. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs, through its various appointed committees and forums such as National Foundations for Corporate Governance (NFCG), a non-profit organization or trust which facilitates exchange of experiences and ideas among corporate leaders, policy makers, regulators, law enforcing agencies and non-government organizations. The efforts of SEBI and Ministry of Corporate Affairs included the establishment of a study group to implement the Birla Committee recommendations in 2000, the Naresh Chandra Committee on Corporate Audit and Governance in 2002, and the Expert Committee on Corporate Law in late 2004. All of these efforts were aimed at reforming the existing Companies Act of 1956 that forms the backbone of corporate law in India. Let us examine the important regulation. The Companies Act 2013, a great reformation which got assent of the President of India on 29th August 2013, and it was enacted on 12th September 2013, repealing the old Companies Act 1956. And the Companies Act 2013 provides a formal structure for corporate governance by enhancing disclosures, reporting and transparency through enhanced as well as new compliance norms. So apart from this, the Monopolistic and Restrictive Trade Practices Act 1969, which was replaced by the Competition Act 2002, and the Foreign Exchange Regulation Act 1973, which has now been replaced by Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999, and the Industries Development and Regulation Act of 1951, and other legislations also have bearing on the corporate governance principles. The Indian Companies Act has more expansive provisions on corporate governance. The corporate practices in India emphasize the functions of audit and finance that have legal, moral, and ethical implications for the business and its impact on the shareholders. The Indian Companies Act of 2013 introduced innovative measures to appropriately balance legislative and regulatory reforms for the growth of the enterprise and to increase foreign investment, keeping in mind international practices. And the rules and regulations are measures that increase the involvement of the shareholders in decision making and introduce transparency in corporate governance, which ultimately safeguards the interest of the society and the shareholders. In addition to various acts and guidelines by various regulators, non-regulatory bodies have also published codes and guidelines on corporate governance from time to time. For example, Desirable Corporate Governance Code by the Confederation of Indian Industries (CII) in 2009. The issue of corporate governance for listed companies came into prominence with the report of the Kumar Mangalam Birla Committee in 2000, set up by SEBI to suggest inclusion of a new clause, that is clause 49, in the listing agreement to promote good corporate governance. And on 21st August 2002, the Ministry of Finance appointed Naresh Chandra Committee to examine various corporate governance issues, primarily around auditor-company relationship, rotation of auditors, and defining independent directors. And this was followed by Constitution of the Narayana Murthy Committee in 2003 by SEBI, which provided recommendation on issues such as audit committees' responsibilities, audit reports, independent directors, related parties, risk management, independent directors, director compensation, codes of conduct, and financial disclosures. And many of these recommendations were then incorporated in the revised clause 49, that is seen as an important statutory requirement. Further, after enactment of the Companies Act 2013, SEBI has amended clause 49 in 2013 to bring it in line with the new act.